Today, Kitchen Encounters is doing something a little different. I'm teaching a cooking class, but not just any cooking class. This group of Happy Valley foodies have been my friends for a number of years now, and they're not coming here to learn how to chop an onion or boil water. They're coming here to learn how to make a very special dish. We're making bolognese lasagna and serving it with a grilled chicken Caesar salad along with some luscious bacon-wrapped Dijon shrimp. Let's get started.
And so it begins.
When you assemble, you want your sauce to be warm. So we're going to assemble this, layer your lasagnas. You're going to put them in the refrigerator overnight. It's a must, because that's going to begin to soften those noodles. Then you're going to take it out and bring it back to room temperature and bake it like I did, or you're going to freeze it. I'm not fast, okay? I'm better, I like to be a clean cook rather than a fast cook. And I make my first layers really skinny. You don't have to do, all this is going to do is keep anything from burning to the bottom of your pan, which it shouldn't do anyway if you cook it right. Ready for our first layer of noodles.
Slightly.
They have to overlap a little. And if you get, excuse me, space in between, that's not an issue. Even if one breaks, just put the broken piece in. These are going to expand as they cook. I mean, you're going to get a full covering going on here.
But I like the idea of not boiling them because
Next trick, I don't grate my cheese. I, make really good friends with the lady at the deli counter. And I tell her I want provolone and mozzarella. You don't have to use the third cheese if you don't want, but I like it because it adds a little bit of a tang, and it's called Cooper CV. It's just a little bit of a, I'll give you all taste. It's not a sharp cheddar. It's just a little bit more of a tangier version of American cheese, and it melts really creamy in the center. And you'll need about 1.5 pounds of each one to make these lasagnas. I've got 2 pounds here. And I kind of break it, I just, you'll see how I do it, to fit the bottom of the pan. And we're going to get 2 layers of noodles and 2 layers of this cheese. Now we put our sauce, which is still warm, a layer of sauce on top of these 2. And now we're going to be a little more generous with our sauce. But if you really think you can't divvy it up equally between 2, just take the sauce out of the pot and put it in 2 containers and make it, do the math before you start. Yes, I'm putting about 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup of finely grated Parmigiano Reggiano, not the stuff with the green lid on the can, people, the real deal. And the babysitter grated all the cheese for me last night.
Oh, Joe.
Now we're going to just do this all over again, just when you thought it couldn't get any more boring.
I don't cook very well, so being in this class, she made me feel like I want to run home and cook.
Okay, this is the end of the cheeses, and we've got 2 layers of lasagna noodles in here, 2 layers of cheeses, and we're going to end up with a 3rd layer, a very generous layer of bolognese. Parmesan cheese and rosemary leaves, will a sprinkling of that at the end. And no matter what you do here, use it up. I told you it was all going to fit, and it's gonna fit. I'm putting rosemary on top of this, just enough of dried leaves to make it look pretty and just give it a hint of rosemary. Remember, when the sauce is cooked with the tomatoes and the cream, a few sprigs of fresh rosemary are going to be placed on the top. The lid's going to go on, and it's going to simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes until the rosemary loses its green color. So the sauce is just getting that, I call it kissed with the flavor of rosemary, and I hope you got a hint of that when you tasted the sauce.
It was good, because now I might be able to cook for my future husband.
I do this every week. It's 2 6-pound chickens on a rack in a pan, stuffed with each stuffed with half an apple, half an onion, 350 degrees, 2 hours. That's it. Don't do anything else to it. Not covered, nothing. And now people can pull chicken apart. I'm just gonna kind of slice this on the bias a little bit, just so it gets nice and chunky. Because we all want nice sized bites of chicken in our salad, or at least I do. If somebody wants it some other way, let me know. I'm just gonna put down through this. There's a couple of big pieces in there. And what I'm gonna do, what I like to do, see now that's just a little bit too fatty for me. I don't want that in my salad. I don't want it in your salad. That's a little bit big. I need to put these in the pan. I say we go for the both chicken breasts. What do you think?
Yes. Okay.
And all I'm going to do is cut them into wedges. I'm just going to set them on their tops and just 4 to 6 wedges. And I'm going to put them in there with the chicken. And the reason I'm doing this is, and I'm going to toss, lightly dress my salad, and I'm going to have these ingredients in there. And the reason I'm doing it that way is when I toss the salad, these things aren't going to get tossed twice, and they're not going to be overdressed. The dressed greens are going to be tossed with the undressed ingredient, and then we'll have a little bit of extra dressing to serve to the side if you want more dressing. I'm going to start with just a little bit, maybe ½ cup. We just really don't want too much dressing in this salad. Add some. I know.
This was like really unique. What a wonderful way to have a bridal shower. I don't think Jennifer can ever say anyone else had a bridal shower like she did.
Now comes the messy part, but I'm going to work nice and slow. As I was taught, you start with little bits when you're tossing a salad. You don't try to, don't want to damage the goods. I'm going to take the time to add, maybe half of this. I'm going to toss about half in and I'm going to top the rest. This is actually a peppercorn blend with green, black, white, and pink peppercorns in it. Here comes the bride. Kitchen Encounters has had a really fun time. Bon appetit.